Well, good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of the Conversations with Dune and Friends. And today we have a wonderful friend joining us from the Edmonton area. We have Robert Manolson. Now, before we get into the introduction of our wonderful guest, I just want to make sure that the sound is working. So give me a second here. All right, we have sound. So uh, let's see here. Linda, can you hear sound now? I think, once I started speaking now, you should be able to hear some sound coming through. Wonderful. So thank you, Linda, for joining us. Robert, your friend Linda is also watching here, so that's great. So Linda, you can help us introduce Robert here as well. So Robert Manolson is the owner of Powerful Play Experiences, positive workplace mental health for teams. Now, for 13 years, Robert has traveled throughout Alberta to really facilitate some of the most amazing team development workshop experiences. As a business owner of the Powerful Play Experiences, positive workplace mental health for teams, he designs and delivers workshops and plenty of happiness and joy. Certainly no sit down kind of and watch or no stand up and deliver PowerPoint presentations here. It's all about activities and fun and wild and wacky sometimes as well, I would imagine. So his message is simple. Business leaders need to listen up. Really embrace the value of the fun art and work and building culture and for the highly engaged teams and make sure that they're happy. It's the number one strategy to raise positive mental health levels at work. So, especially now that we all have to adjust to the new normal here and a new way of working together. Robert is also an avid mental health champion who facilitates workshops and presentations to business leaders about mental health and really the importance of starting honest conversations and he's also a Canadian Mental Health Association certified psychological health and safety advisor. So certainly got some training and education and experience in that whole area and credentials. He wants us to really know his personal journey through mental health illness, really impacted how his work plays out and also his personal life as well. So mental health is a big part of that. And hear from someone who, any day of the week will often struggle with feelings and maybe unhappiness and doubt and anger and worries that many of us struggle with, and how that has an immediate drain on his energy and often the simple task could be very challenging. But of course, Robert overcomes all of that through his work, internal work, as well as work with others, and he's comfortable sharing the story that he has, and his family has a long history of mental illness, so he's very much familiar with that landscape, and so reaching out for help is an important factor. And his goal is to be the good role model for men everywhere, and really need to get comfortable about talking about their daily mental health struggle and really get help and support where they need. So with that introduction, Robert, join us and let's start the conversation today. So please welcome my special guest, Robert Manolson. So little applause there as you are getting on stage here, Robert. Oh, look at that. How are you doing, my friend? How are you doing today?
Well, I'm on a call with the premier as we speak.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently the relaunch has been launched.
Yeah?
We're all going back to work.
You heard it from here, Robert first, everybody. We're relaunching, whatever that means.
You heard it on Dune and Friends.
That's
everybody, right. We're back at work this afternoon at 1. You're on lunch now.
There you go. We have a few more minutes. This could be your last show before going back to work, maybe. Go back to the office anyway. Not work, but back to the office for some of us.
This is the last Be Live Zoom for a while. We'll see you at your
Yeah.
workplace.
You bet, you bet. So Robert, you're probably sitting far enough that you may not be able to see the comments. So I'll feature them on screen for you, but on the public tab, you'll be able to see comments. For example, Linda, let me just feature some comments, for example, here. Linda says, yes. So whatever you were saying there, Linda says yes. And Linda says, Robert rocks, right? So I assume that's a good thing. Robert rocks. I mean, rock and roll, right? Do you also roll, Robert, or just rock? All right. Well, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna laugh ourselves off, and sometimes you just gotta laugh life off a little bit, right?
You bet, you bet. And you
Yeah.
know what? I can see the comments. No problem. And
Great.
you know what, Dune? You're looking great today.
Today, thank you for that qualifier. Today is the day I look great.
Any day that ends in Y, Dune looks awesome.
Well, Robert always looks fun. He's even got the green shirt in the back there. Lots of colorful, what do you call those things? Wet noodles or whatever those things in the back there.
We'll get to those later, but let's be clear, they are not wet noodles.
Well, I saw him around the pool, English is my third language after all. So
and you know what? It's okay because you're not the first and you won't be the last who calls them pool noodles. So it's all good. Listen, I want to quickly tell your audience and that how honored I am to not only be asked to be here today, but to actually be here today. And I've had the opportunity to capture a couple of episodes of Dune and Friends. And so when he approached me to join the Dune community, I was more than honored to take part and to help him advance this awesome show that is rocking the world during the pandemic. So thank you very much, Dune. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you said yes, Robert, and I appreciate you spending time. I know you have lots of things on the go as well, even though through the pandemic here, you got lots of activities. I know you're on a show tomorrow with the panel and all of that. So there's no lack of work that you're doing there in this. Yeah.
Well, now hold on, because there's one other compliment, one other awesome compliment to the Dune, Mr. Dune. One other compliment. It's the arrangement and setup that we have going now. Dune. Last night, Dune was just a wonderful coach. He spent an hour with me online and guided me through the steps on how we need to be professional and organize not only the video, but the audio. And so I was up this morning around 6 a.m. and my wife was up at 7. And I invited her into the room here, the office, my home office. I said, so how does it look? And she said, well, behind you, it's a mess on that board. So I just want Dune and the Dune community to know that I spent over an hour cleaning up the board.
Oh, no.
For this show.
Oh, no. Robert, you're a fun guy, and I'm sure that's all fun and games, but thank you for your kind words there. So start us off with a sentiment, a story, a monologue, or something like that, Robert.
Story or a monologue. Well, it all started at a 13,000 watt radio station in, do you remember the show Mary Tyler Moore?
Yes. Yeah,
Ted Baxter used to say that. It all started at a 10,000 watt radio station.
Yeah.
Where do I start? Well, I'm very happy to be here. Most significantly, to push the message, to share the message of positive workplace mental health for teens.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I had a meeting with myself, and I said, Self, how far back in your family's history can you go? And in terms of understanding how far back mental illness runs in the family. And of course, I was only able to go back to my grandparents, and I was only able to go forward to my niece. But on both sides of the family, Dune, I counted no more than 17 relatives, alive or not alive, who had a diagnosed mental illness in our family. And interesting enough, growing up in the mid to late 60s, my family, who's originally from Montreal, that's where I'm originally from, we're very comfortable with conversations around mental illness. So I think we're well ahead of our time in the mid to late 60s. But I'm here to push the mental health message, the positive workplace mental health for teens message, in large part because I live with and manage anxiety, depression, and that is something that is sometimes my best friend, because the anxiety shows up as good energy, and sometimes not so much my friend, sometimes my enemy. For example, no more than 10 minutes before we started this show, there was a flood of water in my kitchen because 45 minutes ago, in all my anxiety to get prepared for today, I left the sink running in the kitchen. I left the tap running, in the kitchen sink, only to find out 10 minutes before start time that we have an indoor swimming pool. We're good to go. And
well, those wet noodles are going to be
so today we have wet noodles. And so typical. That was a very good one. That was good. So typical of me. I immediately turned the tap off and screamed, Sharon, who is my wife, who is my guardian angel, who is the wonderful, wonderful human being that props me up every day and says, shake off that anxiety, shake off that sadness, get moving, get started. So I called Sharon, and 5 minutes before the show, I was brushing my teeth. I was putting my clothes together, and my anxiety is slowly beginning to subside. So I'm catching. I did some breathing exercises before we started, and that was all anxiety. I'm actually angry at myself. Too, because the anxiety of coming onto the show 45 minutes before created a fog in my brain. So I'm just reacting, but I'm not thinking. And most often people will say to me, pause. But the interesting thing, Dune, is that when you're doing, when you're reacting, and when you're not thinking, there is no pause. You are not thinking pause. It's not at the forefront of your brain. It's still stuck back there hidden. So that's been my challenge over the past number of years in terms of managing my anxiety, to be attentive to the fact that the pause does exist. I just need to move it forward from the back of my brain and catch myself and stop, breathe, allow the brain to sort of kick in and start thinking again, as opposed to doing. So the pause is just an incredible skill that I need to further develop. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. The pause is a big challenge for many and most of us, actually, in all kinds of situations. So to have a recent experience that sort of bring that out again, that highlights that out again, and be able to share it with the group is. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being open about that. So
Ah,
Robert, tell us about the. How long ago did you start this business, this fun business?
it's
Can I
fun.
can I call it a fun business?
I wouldn't have it any other way because apparently, the workshop facilitator who lives with and manages depression and anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
who over the course of a number of generations has somewhere in the vicinity of 17 relatives, alive or not alive, who
Yeah.
have had diagnosed mental illness. Apparently, I'm also the fun at work guy. I'm also the
Uh-huh.
fun at work guy,
Yeah. Yeah.
which between you and me and the audience,
Uh-huh.
there's an irony to it. There's an
Mm.
irony to it. And I'm just going to leave it at that. It's an irony. So 13 years ago, I left the formal world of career development. At that
Mm-hmm.
time, I was a workshop facilitator,
Mm-hmm.
delivering workshops, free workshops on career planning, work search, resume writing, interview skills.
Yeah.
And I decided to go out on my own, go out on
Mm-hmm.
my own.
Yeah.
And one of the best uh, decisions I ever made was that I joined the Canadian Association of Professional Speakers,
Yeah.
which Dune,
That's where we met.
Dune,
That's where
which,
we met.
which is where Dune and I initially met. And having met wonderful professional speakers, phenomenal professional speakers such as Dune, they were wonderful role models on how I should not only start a business, but start a business as a professional speaker. Now, I'm not a professional speaker, but I am a professional workshop facilitator, very
Yeah.
different. And I started Powerful Play Experiences just based on the fact that we all need more fun at work. We all need
Mm-hmm.
more fun at work. And the business took off in the first, 6 to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Employers were, very open to booking me. In fact, most of my bookings, if you can imagine this, in the first 10 years to bring fun at work workshops to the workplace, most of my bookings actually came from the Alberta government.
Mm-hmm.
Are you surprised at that?
Not at all. Not at all.
Why is that?
Well, Alberta government is a big organization, and they are pretty serious about a number of things. And but they also have people who are very much aware of the importance of team building and the importance of doing things out of the ordinary. So I'm not surprised. Would you be surprised to know that my second job really? It was actually with the Alberta government as well, Justice Department. I was actually exempted from jury duties because I happened to be an employee of the department. Anyway, that was back in 1991. But so your business has sort of gone through lots of different, probably evolution sort of periods and whatnot. Where is it today? Obviously, COVID has introduced a very different twist to it. But after COVID, as well as maybe share what you're doing right now during this COVID isolation.
Well, thank you for bringing to everyone's attention the team building aspect of Powerful Play Experiences, positive workplace mental health for teams.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I launched it about 13 years ago, I just thought I was going to be the fun at work guy who
Mm-hmm.
brings the idea and the value of fun in the workplace and demonstrate that through fun workshops. But very quickly, I became the team building guy. And most significantly, because of those particular calls or inquiries from the Alberta government, who was requesting me to come do team building. But they didn't want sit and listen, stand and deliver PowerPoint. They wanted something engaging. They wanted something highly interactive and something that really got people out of their seats and connecting and building solid relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So, spring forward to today, there were some cues or clues in what I just shared that might give people an indicator or an indication as to why I'm not very busy right now, because the business requires groups of people, groups of people. It requires people to engage and interact in a workshop experience. So it's been interesting to find myself in a position of having to pivot the business and assess my effectiveness of being online, my effectiveness of the business being online, and now adding a few more elements online, such as my morning videos that we call Fun at Work at Home. Never felt so good. The 5-minute video workshop series. So, you know, but it's just been a fun ride. Posting videos no more than 2 minutes, which is just honoring everybody's change in terms of working at home, and acknowledging that as you work at home, don't forget, fun at work at home is an important part of the day. So Fun at Work at Home never felt so good. The 5-minute video workshop series. And I see Linda. Linda is joining us today. Well, thank you, Linda. And I mentioned her name because here's another way that I've pivoted the business. Remember, I need crowds, I need groups to facilitate my workshops. So very quickly, here's another example. Linda and I had a great conversation about webinars, about 3 weeks back. And we said to ourselves, boy, are they formal. Boy, are they tight. And some of the other common factors with webinars is those organizing webinars seem to invite experts in a certain area, so they carry with them a certain expertise. So Lynn and I said, well, why don't we do the unwebinar webinar, and we're just going to invite everyday people to share their everyday stories and their everyday situations, and we'll keep it short, we'll keep it tight. And we had our launch last week, and people have been asking us, so what time are these webinars running and on what days? And Linda and I respond with, it's the unwebinar webinar. So it's random. It's random. So it's not particularly scheduled. The point behind all of this is mental health, is positive mental health. And so behind all the fun and behind all the engagement, my message is, let's look at our mental health. Let's be happy, joyful, and what can we do to shift our energy, to feel good about ourselves, to have a good self-esteem and confidence, and to do it through fun at work and highly engaged and happy teams. So pushing the mental health message. Boy, can I sure talk a lot.
As I said, here's a professional speaker and a fun guy. So let me maybe show a video, fairly short video, just over 2 minutes, that give viewers a sense of the business that you're in and the fun that you facilitate and the mental health team building that you do for your clients. So of all kinds sizes. So I'm going to cue it up, and feel free to introduce it. Feel free to talk about it. But this is that first video that I'm going to share here. I'm going to share this tab here, and I will be silent so that way the video can have priority there. So I'm going to go off air here, and so maybe tell us what this video is about.
Well, I'd like to put in a plug for Anticipation Media, who over the past 13 years have produced no less than 15 to 20 videos of powerful play experiences. And I've developed a wonderful friendship with David Jacobs and Christy. And together they're my video go-to people. They're called Anticipation Media. Let's start the video, and everything is self-explanatory.
Welcome to the official website of Powerful Play Experiences, positive workplace mental health for teams. Did you find us online? Did somebody refer Powerful Play Experiences to you directly? For over 12 years, Powerful Play Experiences has proven time and time again that when leaders take the value of fun at work seriously and implement this significant practice alongside their investment in highly engaged and happy teams, this combination always results in positive workplace mental health for teams. Let's be real. We all know that teams are stretched and teams are challenged in today's ever-busy, always stressful world of work. Increasing demands continue to multiply at a rate faster than teams can cope with. It's no wonder that this results in unnecessary frustrations, ongoing communication breakdowns, and a work environment where everyone feels like their mental health is under siege. Working together to prevent all unnecessary frustrations and ongoing communication breakdowns, moving forward together in the same direction, and with plenty of positive workplace mental health to go around. This has become a top priority for today's leaders. Contact Robert Manolson, workshop facilitator and certified career development professional. As the leading fun at work and team engagement expert and a mental health champion, Rob's the guy you call because you want everybody to get along when working together.
Give me an example of when you engage team building, relationship building, the moment you woke up this morning.
To be productive, fully engaged, and happy together. This is positive workplace mental health for teams. Powerful Play Experiences is budget friendly. We book with short notice, and we design workshop experiences around your desired outcome. Powerful Play Experiences, positive workplace mental health for teams.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you very much for sharing that. Thank you very, very much.
That was great. Well, awesome. So tell us, when you work with groups, how large is a typical group that you work with?
I have had the wonderful opportunity to work with groups as small as 5 people up to 300. And I can't thank enough the organizations who invite me to their conferences, and they asked me to be the Energizer Bunny guy to be the conference kickoff guy. And they often give me anywhere from a half hour to 45 minutes to create a ruckus and stir up the crowd and get them immediately engaged. Because following me in the next couple of days, they'll be moving into break-off rooms and doing a lot of sitting and listening. So I'm often brought in to be the Energizer Bunny at the front end. And that's where I get a chance to work with or play with over 300 people. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And you know what? I miss it, Dune. Like, I really, really miss it. It's been a tough go since this whole pandemic started. It was tough. You know, the phone started ringing again towards the beginning of the lockdown with my booked gigs. Either they were canceling or they were rescheduling. So it's unique for me to to be in this position as an extrovert, to not have the opportunity to go out and do what I do best, which is just me being me, and just create some good energy and fun with groups of adults in the workplace. So I miss it terribly, and I have to be cautious of. I need to be cautious of the degree of sadness that I'm feeling, because I don't want to slide, into another level of sadness around a loss. Like I'm literally experiencing a loss
Mm-hmm.
of a part of my life that that is not only something that I build, but it's just me. It's me being me. So
Mm-hmm.
I've lost a huge element of who I am and how I express, and I've lost the opportunity to express myself creatively.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very conscientious about how this could result in, moving to another level of sadness, and how I need to be cautious of that and careful. And coming back to what you said earlier, the pause,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Sharon, my wife Sharon, is now working at home with me. She
Mm-hmm.
works with the federal government. And so she's my timekeeper or my referee. She's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. She keeps the pause alive
Mm-hmm.
and ensures that I'm
Yay, Sharon. Yeah.
yeah, totally. Like she's my superstar. She's my guardian angel, and she keeps the pause alive here in the home, and draws attention to the fact that I need to stop and not just do, but think. And even, regardless of the situation, whether I forgot to turn off the kitchen tap, and now I have a swimming pool in the kitchen. To just something as simple as pausing and reflecting on how I feel and how I feel about myself and the loss that I'm experiencing, not having the opportunity to go play.
Yeah.
And so reflecting on that and being careful to continue to go to my happy place.
Yeah.
And you know what, Dune? You've done a lot for me today, like a lot.
Thank you.
Just the opportunity to be here, and but more importantly, you're letting me be me,
Mm-hmm.
and you're okay with it.
Oh, you are awesome, my friend. You're awesome. You are unmistakable. Not only with the energy and the your take on life. And I remember first meeting you at CAPS, right? And you definitely was a standout. You did not blend in with the rest of us, right? So noted early on. Listen, what I like to do is I want to show a number of photos, and you tell us the stories, unique stories that photo brings out. Stories that our viewers might benefit from, stories that viewer might resonate with. So I'm going to do that, and while I do that, I'll be off camera here so that the photo can be large. Okay, so tell us.
Very cool.
They're going to be random,
Very
but
cool.
tell us.
Okay. For a number of years, I've had the wonderful opportunity to be a breakout session at the Alberta College of Social Workers annual conference. And they scheduled me for 3 hours of fun, 3 hours of play. So what we're watching here is a group of social workers having an opportunity to play with my toys in a highly interactive, highly engaging workshop that I call Play Just for the Sake of Playing and Having Fun. And it's with a group of no more than 30 to 35 social workers who come to the workshop simply for a mental health break, a time out from the crazy that is the world of work. No tables, no chairs. Let's just get at her and have fun. Next. We are mental health champions. We truly are. And not just myself, because I live with and manage a mental illness. Mental illness and mental health, it's not the same. It's not the same. We all live with mental health. We all experience mental health, spiritual health, emotional health, physical health. But if it becomes diagnosed, it turns into an illness, becomes an illness. So yeah, I might be experiencing sadness today, but I'm living with and managing depression. So I often say to people, can I be happy? Can I feel sad on a day that I'm also living with and experiencing depression? Of course, because my mental health around happy and sadness is in a good place. So that's just something to think about during the course of your day and all these times, and that over the past number of weeks during the pandemic, we are all mental health champions. Next. Oh, right on. Okay, if you're watching now, go tap tap, tap the screen, go tap, tap the screen, tap for mental health, tap for mental health. You know, I bring it with me as often as I can when I'm out in public. I just carry it with me, and it's just well received. It's all about tapping for mental health. Are you a mental health champion? Tap, tap, tap. But one particular individual came to me, and this was very cool. He said to me, I carry it with me in my house. And I said, well, how so? He says, as I engage my wife and my children, I ask them, you know, I just hold the sign and say tap and tap. And it immediately brings a smile to everybody's faces. But we pause, he said, we pause. So, for example, if I'm with one of my children, he said, we pause and we give attention to our mental health. And we take no more than a minute or two and just share how we're feeling about our mental health that day, that moment. And then we high five each other and say, we're mental health champions. And then he continues on the rest of his day and he continues to share the mental health champion message. Awesome. Next. There's another photo from our Alberta College of Social Worker breakout session in their annual conference. And those are two very lovely ladies who are social workers. You know, Dune, you know what I really want to say about this photo? When I met these wonderful professionals, I said to myself, wow, I'm getting old. They look so young to be social workers. Ultimate energy. Use your energy to shift how you're feeling about your mental health. Ask yourself if shifting your energy to a good place is a strategy that you can use to shift your mental health. What do we got here? Coping with uncertainty. So what you're seeing is in this particular workshop at the Alberta College of Social Workers is a number of positive affirmations, but they're specifically designed to reflect your mental health. So I ask everybody, how are you doing? How are you doing coping with your uncertainty? Your uncertainty about the past, the present, and what's to come. And how can you shift some of those anxieties or some of those feelings of uncomfortableness as you're attempting to cope with uncertainty? Ultimate energy. It's a good start. Get out, go for a walk, enjoy the sunshine. Ultimate energy. And wow, we have a lot of photos here from the Alberta College of Social Work. So you know what? That's a great photo. That's a great pick because it says a lot. Look at the multi-generations in that group and look at the multiculturalness of the group itself. And also notice there are no tables and chairs. So sometimes I feel like I'm a camp counselor delivering fun activities, but with a group of adults. And they bought in right away. They're working on creating a new, never played before cooperative game. And I've given them a little bit of direction. You can see they have their boomwhackers and lots of smiles. That's the other thing. Lots of smiles and lots of happy because that's good mental health. Next. And how are we doing?
Can you see it?
I can see it. I almost look professional. I almost, last night, Dune says to me, we want this to be the best that it can be, the audio and the video, because we're professionals. And you know what? I couldn't thank you for reminding me of that. It's because it's just a word to me. It's not so much a title. It's just a word. But I often think of myself more as a fun at work, a highly engaging workshop facilitator, mental health champion. Does that guy look happy? Does he look happy?
Absolutely. There you go. Yeah.
He looks happy. Looks always happy.
How can you not be happy with wet noodles that are not aimed at you?
But you know what?
Just
Here,
kidding.
I brought them for you.
Oh yeah.
I know you're a connoisseur of music.
What do you got there?
So let's put them here. So are you familiar with the musical scale?
Yeah.
I would think you are. I would think you are because you're a rockin' musician. Okay, so the largest boom whacker is the musical note C, the low C on the musical scale.
Okay.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. Okay.
What's the next note?
D.
After C. Pardon?
We might go from C to D, maybe. You want to go try to D and see how that sounds?
Can you hear that?
Uh-huh.
So this is C. What's the next note?
We'll go for E next time and see.
You got it.
E.
So we have the low C. What's the next note?
F. We'll try F. Do you have F? Okay, got it.
Yeah.
G. You know, even
Yeah,
young kids can follow along. You know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. How complex can you get, right? All right, next note.
What's the next note? A. No.
There you go. I think we're now playing jazz, which is okay.
No. Well, here's the high C.
Cool.
Yeah. So the bigger the boom whacker, the lower the note.
Yeah. Just
the
like.
lower the boom whacker, the higher the note. But you can purchase a set of 8 at give me a second here. I've lost it. It's
Amazon.
City, Mayfield. It'll come to me. The old Mayfield Inn and Suites. Not too far from St. John's Music. That's it. St. John's Music.
Okay.
Yeah. They're the Alberta distributor for boom whackers. BOOMWHACKERS.
Yeah.
And if you Google that, go to YouTube. There are some pretty amazing groups on this planet who do this professionally and have come up with all sorts of music and songs that they've produced. It's pretty cool. So I have a set of 80 of these. And I bring them to my workshop so that we can get everybody to play together. What do you think?
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
I brought them for you because you often have your musical friends with you, and they often bring their guitar and instruments. So since I'm not of that that community, I brought my boom whackers for you.
Hey, Robert, I want to share another video. So I'm going to go off camera here and now queue up another video. Go ahead and introduce this one. I will even show it right away so you know what I'm talking about. This video here about Robert. So.
Oh, very good.
My best advice. It's all about workplace mental health. Get it out of your head that this is team building. Get it out of your head that this is team bonding. Get it out of your head that this is just fun at work. And maybe just get it out of your head that there's not value to that because it gets in the way of the work to be done. At the end of the day, getting the work to be done requires positive mental health, positive workplace mental health. So the business isn't about mental illness. It's not about mental illness. Though in my personal life, I live with and manage depression and anxiety. It's a generational thing in my family. Mental illness goes back at least 4 generations. So this makes me kind of an expert around the idea of positive workplace mental health. So again, it's not about mental illness. It's about your daily mental health, the mental health of the team, feeling good about themselves, feeling good about their relationships with themselves, relationships with others, more happy at work, more collaboration at work, more shared decision making, more timeouts from the daily grind. People will call me for a workshop simply because they're an amazing team. And what they want is a 1 or 2 hour timeout from the crazy that is the world of work. And that's positive workplace mental health. So let's push the positive workplace mental health message behind team building, behind engagement, behind fun at work. So if you could attach yourself to that, that's my power tip. That's my power tip. Now we're talking the same language because there is value to what we're doing. Because at the end of the day, if you're raising positive workplace mental health levels, how could it not spill over into productivity? How could it not spill over into the shifting the relationships between everybody at work? It has to force change, and that's the beauty of it. When we attach workplace mental health to the ideas of team building, staff engagement, fun at work. So that's my power tip. Reshift your thinking and start looking at everything from a workplace mental health perspective. And that's cool.
Fantastic.
So let's talk about you.
Well, a little while ago, I met this guy named Robert. And he definitely stood out, and we stay connected over the years. And I've been watching.
All right, and with that,
Robert,
is all of our questions.
I've been watching Robert through all of the different evolutions over the years. Tell us more about what you're doing right now, Robert. Right now, among all this COVID madness and all of this isolation, tell us the various projects that you're working on right now while you're coping with that. Oh, there's that sign again. All right, I see it. So that's one of your projects. Does that
Again, it's about pivoting the business and creating more opportunities online to bring the same type of energy and fun, but through the Fun at Work at Home Never Felt So Good 5-minute video workshop series. I'm into my 6th week, and apparently I'm building a following, which is it's so new to me, Dune, to be online and create a following out of something very intentional, very new to me, and some good anxiety around that. What else am I doing? Did I just?
Cool.
Did I just hold this one up?
You did, I think. Yep. There's the other one.
So this is Fun at Work at Home. Never felt so good. Never felt so good. The 5-minute video workshop series. And I can see it's time for me to rest because my memory is going on me. And I see Linda is still with us today. Joining us today. So Linda and I present the webinar we launched last week. Let's get social. Let's undistance the distance. Let's connect. It's highly informal, highly casual. We're looking for everyday people, everyday people with everyday stories and everyday situations to join us as guests, and just create some good old fashioned conversation about how people are feeling, what's new in their lives, what's happening, and just a nice mental health break from it all. And what else is consuming my time? Our gardens. Gardens. We live here in Beaumont, and when we moved in 20 years ago, 20 years ago, Sharon redesigned the front and the back and the sides, the property, and we called in a landscaper. And Sharon wanted gardens. That's why we bought a home. And so about 85% of our property, front, side, and back, is gardens. So we're very busy with gardens every summer and gardening. But I'm just the guy that turns the soil. And then I leave it to Sharon to work her magic. I'm sure she talks to her plants and her vegetables because she has a relationship with them, and they just grow so wonderfully. And so that's on the agenda. You know, it's really hard to answer that. Like, so yeah, there you go. Talking about the gardens. There's that video. That's fun at work at home. Never felt so good. The 5-minute video workshop series, and I'm standing in Sharon's raspberry patch, raspberry garden, and challenging people to think about what lies ahead, because we look forward to an abundance of raspberries, wonderful raspberries in the next few months. So I asked everybody to think about what they are looking forward to in their lives and to share that with us. Let's take a look.
It's Monday, May the 11th, and welcome to yet another.
Oh no!
It's Monday, May the 11th, and welcome to yet another version of the fun at work at home never felt so good, the 5-minute video workshop series brought to you by me, Robert Manolson, the creator and facilitator of powerful play experiences, positive workplace mental health for teams. And I am enjoying my visit with Sharon's raspberry patch, Sharon's raspberry garden. We are so looking forward to the next few weeks and the next few months, and we'll have at that time an abundance of raspberries to enjoy. So my question is for you: in the next few weeks, in the next few months, what will you have to enjoy? What is coming up in your life that you look forward to and that you will be enjoying in the next few weeks and the next few months? I'm Robert Manolson, the creator and facilitator of powerful play experiences, positive workplace mental health for teams. I hope you've taken in my official Indiana Jones hat. You're enjoying fun at work at home never felt so good, the 5-minute video workshop series. Thank you, Sharon, for videotaping me today in your raspberry patch, your raspberry garden. And yeah, it's a great day. Thanks.
Very professional footage.
You know, you are, what's the word there? Out among the earthy sort of backgrounds there. Hey, do you need a lawnmower?
You know, the way that Sharon designed our front, our back, and the size of our home, the property is angled. With sort of, you know, crazy little designs. So come on by, because cutting the grass takes no more than 15 minutes. Because again, 85% of the property is gardens. So cutting the grass is not a big job. It's taking care of the gardens. But that's my Sharon. She's an eco warrior. She's all about the environment, all about Mother Nature, all about caring for plants and animals and bugs. Don't kill the bugs, don't kill the trees, don't kill the animals. And an environmentalist, all that stuff. She's an absolute sweetheart. I am who I am because I have a wonderful wife who takes care of me as I take care of her. And we're a wonderful, awesome team. It's the premiere again, Dune. We started.
Yeah. What's happening this time, Robert?
Pardon me?
Yeah. What's happening this time? What's the premier telling you this time?
The premier is saying he's pulling back. He's pulling back from his announcement an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's pulling back. The relaunch is on hold.
Oh.
The relaunch is on hold.
All right.
Apparently, new information has come in from Ottawa. And you should be receiving an email right about now from the premier. He's asking you to attend a meeting this afternoon at 4:00. The email should, the email should be there right now. Did you get the email?
Not yet, but I'll check later.
Okay.
So Robert, as we wind down the sort of the hour here, the lunch hour, if you summarize some of the key sentiments that you've been covering, or the stories that you've told, and the people that you displayed in terms of having fun at work and developing that, what are 3 or 4 kind of key points that you want our viewers to kind of take away from the conversation here?
Listen, this has been fun. It's been a fun time this past hour with Dune. I'm not like this all the time. Not like this all the time. And what I mean by that is that every one of us there's many pieces, many characters, many personalities to all of us. And it's okay. It's okay if at any point during the day, for me, it's usually when I start the day, it's okay if you're not where you need to be, where you want to be emotionally and mentally. It's all good. It's all good. All that I ask is, because we're many things. We're not just one thing. All that I ask is create time for a conversation. To create time for a conversation with somebody, be it a friend, be it a family member, on phone, online. Create that opportunity for a conversation. Don't go through the experience alone. And I speak from experience on that, because in my multiple episodes of depression over the past 15 to 20 years, I tend to hibernate. I tend to go inside myself and become less communicative. And I spend a significant amount of time recuperating in bed. And that's when Sharon needs to pull me out and say, talk to me. Let's have that conversation. And it's a wonderful, wonderful feeling to know that the person who is listening is a trusted ally. And there's no answers. You don't need answers. We're not looking for answers. We're just listening. We're just wanting a caring, listening ear. So create that opportunity for a conversation. Go do it. Go do it. Make that conversation happen. And then, I don't know, email me, text me. Let me know how that felt. And that's the most important message. There's so many facets to who we are. It's okay to not be the best that you can be that day at any particular time, but find that ally, find that loving soul and start the conversation and sharing that experience together. It's really cool.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Robert. And thank you for your time for this conversation here. Yeah, over the lunch hour for this conversation. And I hope that our viewers are able to see some of their own situation sort of in some of the stories that you shared and some of your challenges that you have experienced as well. And so in other words, you understand your audience, you understand the people that you serve, because you're not speaking from a different point of view altogether. You're speaking from among them. You are among them, grappling with the similar challenges and have overcome it, and able to share that. So thank you so much for your time today. What note is that? I don't recall now.
The low C.
Yeah, okay.
The low C.
Low C. Well, we're going to end on that note.
Thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you soon.
You bet. Thank you so much.
Go for a walk.
Go for a walk. So thank you, all of you, for spending the time with us. And thank you, Robert Manolson, for joining us. He, again, is from Powerful Play Experiences. So have a great rest of your day. And take good care of yourself, take good
That's
care of one
it.
another, and we'll see you later.